Wow. Well, if nobody can see me, I might as well go back to Ghostface. That's the way it is. Maybe. If you're on the live, let me know. If you don't care, let me know. That's fine. I'm so grumpy. Goodness gracious. So that's where we're sitting. That's where we're sitting right now. We're in the most interesting time of our lives. Does anyone remember when it was like 2014 and like everyone was not caring and life was just perfect? It was 2014 and like there was a World Cup and everybody's had like a beer and you bought a home and it was cheap and interest rates were low and you complained about the interest rates, but you still went every morning and got like a bacon and egg at the local pub or the local train cafe place, Central Station. I'm in Sydney. Where are you guys? Riddle me this, Dark Knight. Oh, sweet Jesus. Hey, Mohammed, how you going? What do you think about this war going on in the Middle East? Because I am not happy. I am a hot tamale? Kamala Harris. That's what I worry about. That's what I worry about. Let's see what's happening now. Let's see what's. Oh. If people actually are in the show, that's the problem. That's what we're really experiencing right now. Is this tremendous inflation, and it's just affecting all of us. It's making us all poorer and making it harder for us to survive, and it's affecting all of us. And it's not a good. It's just we're living in very interesting times. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that big crisis that happened in Alice Springs with that poor girl that was hurt. That's a terrible tragedy. Well, I never thought Australia would have such a terrible crime committed. And Alice Springs is absolutely beautiful. Every time I look at it, it seems absolutely amazing. But really sad what happened there. Actually, I'll tell you what happened. Let me break out chat. They can tell us. Okay, in case you're talking about the death of Kumanjaya Walker, which happened near Alice Springs, that actually took place. I don't think it was. No. This isn't the one. This isn't the one. Hold on a second. I've got it right here. Yep. So Kumanjaya little baby went missing in late April 2026 from a town camp near Alice Springs. She had been put to bed by her mother, and when checked later in the night, she was gone. Police believe she was taken by a 47-year-old man. The search and discovery. Is that a robot? Riddle me this. Who puts formulas in live comments? There was a massive search effort. Police, helicopters, trackers, and volunteers, and after about 5 days, her body was tragically found roughly 5 kilometers from where she disappeared. The man was named Jefferson Lewis, was arrested and charged with a number of serious, very serious crimes, and had reportedly been released from prison before the incident. Yeah, you know, I meant to talk about football. I'm really meant to talk about football. But Australia is the only country in the world where a man can commit an absolutely horrifying crime and be out on bail within 3 days, not even 24 hours. Blows my mind. Um The case sparked huge anger and grief in the community, and there were riots in Alice Springs. Crowds gathered at the hospital where the accused was taken. Police cars were damaged and fires lit. People were calling for traditional payback justice. The suspect was even assaulted by locals before police secured him. The case is blown up nationally because it touches on child safety in remote communities, crime and repeat offenders, living conditions in town camps, and ongoing tensions between police, justice, and Indigenous communities. Can somebody provide some clarity on this? What do the what does the ongoing tensions between police and indigenous communities have to do with this? I don't think that's the case. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But wouldn't it be like wouldn't it be like I agree it's child safety in remote communities, um, but in the midst of talking truth here, if you live in a remote community, you can't live as if you are in Sydney where, you know, everyone you yell and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, what's that noise?" You have to remember that you're in a really remote community, and yeah, it's you're not it touches on child safety in a remote community. Well, how so? Anyway, crime and repeat offenders. Yes, there's crime in Australia that I can testify to that. Living conditions in down camps. I don't know anything about that. Ongoing tensions between police, justice, and Indigenous communities. Bottom line, a 5-year-old girl was abducted from her home. A man was charged, and the tragedy triggered riots, national outrage, and political debate. So it's yeah, it's quite tragic what happened in Alice Springs. Let me know what you think though, and it's your time. I'm sort of doing it quite ad hoc. I haven't been able to do it live for a while, so I'd love to know what you think about this stuff. We can actually talk about whatever you like. Hey, Alex, how you doing? How long have I been live? Anyway, back, I meant to talk about sport. I meant to talk about sport. I meant to, not to talk about such terrible things. But back on the sport, what we can see right now is Newcastle Jets are the underdogs in the big A League semi-final. That'll be a really good match for just the town in general, for A League in general. If you like soccer, hit the like. But we don't have to talk about soccer or rugby or boxing or whatever. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. What really interests me right now is this big war and supply shock we seem to be struggling with, as well as this tremendous tragedy that happened in Alice Springs. I mean, for goodness sake, when are we as a nation going to stand up and say what's going on? Why are we allowing this sort of stuff to happen? I mean, just last year there were two terrible crimes committed, and Australia just accepts it. We just sort of accept that that crime happens. But yeah, I don't know. Am I crazy? I'm on TikTok live at 9 o'clock with a payaso mask on. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am. But who wants to be sane in 2026? Oh, that is sweet. Oh, oh. Manchester City don't just need to win, they have to beat Everton. This is where titles are decided, because when you've got Pep Guardiola on the touchline, there are no excuses. City have built their entire identity on control, dominance, and perfection. But here's the problem: when that machine slips even slightly, the whole league smells blood. Everton, they're not coming to play pretty football. They're coming to disrupt, frustrate, and drag City into a fight. And that's dangerous, because if City drop points here, it's not just a bad result, it's a signal. So this is just not another game. This is a statement match. Either Manchester City remind everyone who runs the league, or the title race just blew wide open. How you going, Sweetie Music? Don't forget to like and follow the stream. It really does help us. Or maybe not. If you hate it, let me know. It's your time. It's your place. Oh God, I am live. Is anybody actually here? Or am I just talking to myself? I don't really mind, but I just still love to know what you think. Maybe. It's a Monday night, actually. Maybe that's the reason. Anyway, it's still fun to be with you guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for joining the live.